So we have some big news regarding Social Security that we need to get to right now. This is major news. It's a massive change, something that the Treasury just announced. So I'll break that down in just a moment. But just want to prepare you. This could be good news or it could be bad news. And I want to explain why in just a moment. But first, all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. Okay, so what is the big news? What did the Treasury just announce that is going to impact Social Security? Well, it's this, the insolvency date. It says Social Security now expected to run short on funds in 2035, 1 year later than previously projected. Now, the reason why I bring this up and I say this could potentially be good news or it could be bad news is because of this. And then I'll explain more and read a little bit of this article. But the reason why this is good news, or could potentially be good news, is that Social Security, or the Social Security Administration, has figured out a way to prolong their funds. Okay, simple as that, right? It could just be a matter of they're doing better, they figured it out, and now they're able to prolong their funds, and now they won't become insolvent in 2034. Now it would be 2035. That's the first piece of information. The second one is it is now projected that instead of losing 23% of your benefits, it's now projected in 2035, you will only lose 17% of your benefits. So that's a huge difference as well, 6%. That's big. But here's the reason why this could be bad news. What is the reasoning behind this? How did all of a sudden we went from we were going to see an insolvency date of 2034 and going to see a benefit cut of 23% to now it's 2035 and only 17%? Have we been lied to this entire time? And it was just a way for the administration, and again, whether it was the current administration with President Biden, the former administration with former President Donald Trump and his administration, or even before that, the Obama administration. Have we been lied to this entire time? That's what many people are asking. And then the next question is, did somebody do something to push it back? And then the next one, and this is the big one. By pushing it back 1 year, it gives lawmakers an additional 1 year to try to figure out a solution. So remember when I told you that we are coming up on that date where we have to find a solution for Social Security? Well, guess what? By pushing back the insolvency date by 1 year, that pushes back our need, our desire to actually go and change this. So, good news and bad news. Let's read this. It says, a brighter economic outlook has helped push Social Security's projected trust fund depletion date to 1 year later. It says experts still say now is the time for Congress to take action and prevent a looming shortfall. The problem is by pushing it back 1 year, we aren't going to see Congress jump on this immediately. They're going to take everything else and that's going to be prioritized. Social Security is going to be kicked to the back burner. Right? They're just going to kick the can down the road. Let's read a little bit of this article right here. It says the Social Security trustees credited the slightly improved outlook to more people contributing to the program amid a strong economy, low unemployment, and higher job and wage growth. Now, I said this before, and I told you, one of the easiest ways to pretty much funnel money from your pocket into Social Security is just demand a wage increase. That's it. You don't have to increase the tax cap. You don't have to increase the Social Security tax rate. All you gotta do is demand a higher wage. If you go from $10 an hour to $15 per hour, you're gonna pay 50% more in taxes. Okay? Not 50% of taxes. 50% more. That's a big deal. Okay? It's a huge deal. Now, let's keep reading this though. It says low unemployment. Yeah, we have had fairly low unemployment. We've had higher job and wage growth, obviously. One of the other things, though, we've had, which doesn't contribute but takes away, is we are actually working less hours on average per week than we did last year. Think about that for a second. It says last year, the trustees projected the program's funds would last through 2034 when 80% of benefits would be payable. This year, it says on the projected depletion date, 23% of benefits will be payable if Congress does not act sooner to prevent a shortfall. I want to read you this. This is from the Social Security Commissioner, Martin O'Malley. He says, this year's report is a measure of good news for the millions of Americans who depend on Social Security, including the roughly 50% of seniors whom Social Security is the difference between poverty and living in dignity. Any potential benefit reduction event has been pushed off from 2034 to 2035. Keep in mind, it says 50% of seniors of whom Social Security is the difference between poverty and living in dignity. Here's the thing. People that do collect Social Security, the majority of them, I believe it's like 94%, and don't quote me on that, but I believe it's 94% of Social Security recipients currently live in poverty. It's a poverty check, not a Social Security check, a poverty check. Now, here's what I can tell you. What does this mean for Social Security? What does this mean for Medicare and again, all these programs? Well, for Social Security, here's what we know. Yes, it's been pushed back by 1 year. It doesn't mean Social Security's been solved. By all means, not even close. There's so many questions regarding Social Security. Is it still going to be around in the next 20 to 25 years? We don't know. Is it still going to pay 100% of benefits in the next 10 years? According to this report, yes. We have about 11 years left. That's good news, right? Here's the problem. What's the economy going to look like in the next 2 years? What's the economy going to look like next year? Just to give you an example. Because here's one thing that has been discussed. President Biden has said that there will be no Trump tax cuts. So yeah, people may be getting their Social Security benefits, but there will also be more taxes placed on the American people. So do we think we can increase taxes to the millions and millions of Americans and at the same time increase the Social Security tax cap, potentially increase the Social Security tax rate? Can we do those things at the exact same time? Most lawmakers are going to say, no, we can't. We could do one, not both. So regarding Social Security, has this report just told us that Social Security's been saved? No, absolutely not. What it tells us is that the economy's changing. It's shifting. It's been shifting for quite some time, but this report says the economy was strong. Okay, again, keep in mind this right here. The Social Security trustees credited the slightly improved outlook to more people contributing to the program amid a strong economy. We had a strong economy kind of during the pandemic. Today, not so much. We are seeing thousands of people lose their jobs. We just got a new report that Tesla, who back in April said they were going to lay off 10,000 employees, they have 100,000 employees in their company. They just said today that there's a chance that they're going to have to increase it to another 10,000. That's 20,000. That's 20% of their workforce they're going to lay off. Now, granted, most likely a Tesla employee is making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 per year, but keep in mind, Walmart's laying people off. Fast food restaurants are laying people off and closing their doors. We are seeing so many businesses lay people off simply because they're trying to become more efficient and they're trying to remain profitable. Those are two big things. So, those two things right there are going to impact Social Security. And it may not be today, it may not be next year, but it's going to impact us eventually. So, we'll see what happens moving forward. All I can tell you right now, big news out today is Social Security will become solvent 1 year later than expected. So again, could be good news and it could be bad news. We'll see what happens as we get closer. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.